Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would share with you my favourite concealers for mature skin or for people who are over 30, people who have fine lines, finding that their concealers are no longer working in the under eye area because we are just getting older, we have fine lines. Maybe our under eye is getting drier as we age, or we don't want so much matte. We don't want so much creasing. We don't need any help with aging that area whatsoever. I have been trying tons of concealers over the last year or so because I myself have found that problem, that as I got over 30 and beyond, that concealers I used to love just weren't working as well as they used to, or just aren't looking how I wanted them to and how they used to look. So I've had to sort of trial and error with new ones and with different ones and different techniques to find ones that really work now that I am that bit older. So I thought I would share with you my favorites, the ones I found that work, and how I make them work for me now. So some of these are just amazing, I just love everything about them, and some of them come with some caveats, so I will let you know as we go along. I'm going to start off with the ones that are trickier and work my way up to my absolute favourite ones. So the first one is the Tarte Shape Tape. I have the shade light medium. Now, there's lots of pros and cons here. The coverage, as everyone knows, is very, very good. Very full coverage. It has a decent number of shades, but the range and the undertones is a bit tricky. And what we also all probably know about this concealer, it is very heavy, very thick, very matte. That is a bit of a problem generally for more mature under eye areas because they do get drier, and even if you don't have a dry under eye, I don't particularly. However, if I put a really heavy concealer and then I have to set it with a powder, that under eye area can look 10 years older than it did before I started very, very quickly. And that's what I get with this. Now, it does give me amazing coverage because I have quite a lot of darkness under my eyes. It gives me very good coverage, covers pretty much everything under there. It does not crease at all, not one little bit, as long as I apply it properly and set it. However, it is heavy, it is, you can feel it there, and it is drying. So if you have a dry under eye and you don't like the feeling of a lot of concealer under there, this won't be for you. If your number one concern is a lot of darkness or discoloration under your eyes and you have more oily skin type, this will probably work really, really nicely for you. This is the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer. So I had a love-hate relationship with this when I first found it. I did not like it at first. It creased a lot on me throughout the day. Looked amazing at first. Throughout the day, it creased a lot. However, I since have played around with it a lot, and I can now wear it and be happy-ish with it. So the thing about this is it takes a lot of powder to stop it creasing. Got this one on today and I love the shade. It's like brightening under the eye, but it's not crazy. I like the finish of this. It's hydrating, it doesn't feel heavy. However, I do have to apply a lot of setting powder to get it to not crease really badly. So that is the thing here. Again, if you have a really dry under eye area, or if you have very mature skin, I don't think you will like this. If you're like me, if you're around 30, your lines and wrinkles aren't that deep set yet, and your under eye area is not that dry, then you just need to use this and making sure that you're decently setting it with powder. You don't need to bake, but I would advise using a really good amount of powder on a beauty blender, damp beauty blender, after you've done your concealer, and really blending it out and immediately going in with a really good dab of your sponge in your powder, and then it will not crease for the rest of the day. But if you don't want to put a lot of powder on your under eye area, then I don't think this is going to work for you, because I do feel like it needs really setting down to not crease quite dramatically throughout the day. Now the next one I'm going to talk about, which is a bit weird, I don't actually have, and I'll explain why. So this is the Urban Decay Naked Weightless Concealer. I've had this concealer 2 or 3 times, I've repurchased it, everybody loves it, and I totally get why. It is, I'd say a medium coverage, and it does not crease at all on me. It does not crease at all or settle into my fine lines. However, for me personally, it does not have enough coverage. It doesn't cover my darkness like hardly at all. So that is the thing with that one. If you have more mature skin, fine lines and wrinkles, but not much darkness or not much discoloration under your eyes, that would be one of the best choices because it's very light, very comfortable, really does not settle or crease in fine lines. However, if you have a lot to cover, it isn't going to cover it fully. It isn't full coverage for me personally. So now to my two holy grails. First off, my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. Incredible value for money, £4. What? £4. One of the best concealers, until a few weeks ago, the best concealer I have ever used. For me, it's as full coverage, if not slightly more than the Tarte Shape Tape. It has better shade range and undertones for me, for my skin tone. It does come with only 3.4 mils versus the Shape Tape, which comes with 10. So it is a third of the size of the Shape Tape. So then when you think about it, that's like £12 equivalent. So it's still good value for money. It's still cheaper than like the Shape Tape, but that is just something to think about, is it isn't gonna last you for months and months like the Shape Tape will. This has amazing full coverage. It isn't as thick or as drying as the Shape Tape on me. I have better shade matches in this one. It wears very, very well. And until the next one I'm gonna mention, the least creasing slash settling slash aging of my under eye area that I've ever found of a concealer. This was just my holy grail for weeks and weeks. Ever since it came out, I've been using it every day on my under eye area. No complaints. Looks way better than a Shape Tape because it doesn't age me. It isn't really drying. I don't need to use as much powder as I do with the Laura Mercier. I can just use a small amount of powder and that's enough to stop it creasing. And yeah, just no issues whatsoever. Really love this one. Until I found the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Super Concealer. This is perfection in a little tube. So this is a like decent mid-range price point. You get 8 grams. I don't know why it's in grams. 8 grams, but a lot of product, and you only need a very small amount. It comes in a lovely squeezy tube, very travel friendly. You can use the whole lot up. It's clear so you can see how much you've got left. Love everything about the packaging. The shade 6, which is the one that I use, has a lovely brightening yellow undertone to it. It does not crease at all and it covers everything. It covers as much as the Shape Tape. I would say when you build it up, it is buildable, so you can get more of a medium coverage if you don't want to use too much under your eye. It is a natural finish, so it's not drying, it's not heavy, it feels hydrating under your eyes. It is very comfortable to wear, it looks very natural, it's really easy to blend out, and no creasing, no settling of fine lines with only a small amount of powder. It is just the holy grail for me. I would 100% give this a try. Clinique are really good at doing samples and also at putting products on you. If you go in and ask to try something out, they're very, very helpful. I always enjoy going and shopping at my Clinique counter because they are very helpful, very friendly, very knowledgeable. Obviously, they're very concerned with skincare because they are mainly a skincare brand. Everything is fragrance-free, allergy tested, all that good stuff. So hopefully sensitive skin will be fine with this one. I have nothing bad to say about it whatsoever other than online the shade range, it's so confusing. Don't pay any attention to the swatches online. They are useless, they are not reflective of the shades whatsoever. Go into your Clinique counter and actually look at them because it's very hard to see online. I bought mine online and got the shade totally wrong. It was too light and too pink, so I had to go in and look at them. But yeah, the swatches and the descriptions and the names are all completely useless. So it is one where you really need to go to the counter and try it out. That's my only complaint, is they need to sort out their shades and their undertones, and the descriptions of what their shades are called is very confusing. That is it. That is my top 5 concealers for older, mature, over 30s, maturing skin. Let me know down below which concealers you love, which works really, really well for you. If you've tried any of these, how you've got on with them, I would love to know down in the comments. Really hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe before you go so I can see you again. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye, 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 bye.